So I began looking at next week and oh my God, I started laughing because I kind of started putting it together, looking at it. I was like, oh my God, we are headed into a clusterfuck. Woo, doggies. So I'm going to have a forecast for you in just a moment, but I just want to give a quick shout out. Thank you for everyone for supporting the live this week and then coming in and doing the video. And I do want to say, if you have purchased that live recording and or you have purchased anything else from me and you have not gotten the digital to line up, like you paid me and then it didn't land or it didn't work, I want to hear from you. So please email me, Dana, D-A-N-A, at somaticmoney.com. I will get you squared away just over the weekend. Let's get everybody squared away and get things set up right before we head into this clusterfuck of a week. Oh my God. So let me spin the camera around and let's take a look at this doggy. You know, my telltale sign is when I don't want to look at something, that means something is up, because I'm the person that always wants to look at things. And it is just, for the life of me, I cannot look at March. So that should tell you something about March. Let's do what we normally do. Right here, I'm recording this on a Friday. So depending on when you see it, Friday into Saturday, we're kind of right here. Let's scan up the calendar and take a look at where we were at. And then let's come back to center point. And then let's scan down the calendar into next week. Oh my God. Before we do this thing, let's take a look at, let's do a quick snapshot on the Somatic Money cards. So these are the cards. Oh my God, I can't do this without laughing. These are the cards that I pulled for this week. I'll come back and talk about this, the self-sabotage, the trying too hard, and then the financial carrot on where EQ money works. These are all very telltale signs. And so while we are doing this energy calendar, I will be showing you how this is connected into the emotional intelligence or the sacred feminine of your interpersonal finances. And I am pulling from one of two decks. You can see the decks right here. This is my first edition that's available for sale on my website, and my second edition that's available for sale on my website. I am restocked. This is the fullest, most edited, most polished version of my entire Somatic Money system. A great place to start. If you want to save a little bit of money and get in on the rest of the first edition deck, I think I've got about 12, 13 more cards. This is a little bit less pricey. You can go to my website, www.somaticmoney.com, go to the blueprints tab, go to the bottom of that, and you will be able to take a look. We will be coming back and talking about these after we have talked about the week that is coming up. All right, so let's begin here again. So right now we're on this Friday, Saturday, and if you are highly sensitive, you are feeling the pull of that powerful Sun trine Mars as we are sandwiched between two timeline jumps and also an energy gateway. This energy gateway, it's not severe. It's not severe, but you can kind of still feel it, and you can feel that lift of the timeline jumps. Now, this timeline jump, I'm going to begin to talk about this a little bit more. This timeline jump is not one of the severe ones. It would be like what I would call like one of the upper levels of the stackable timelines. That is in my program. I've started talking about stackable timelines, and I pendulum checked this week. I talked with Spirit Team and I said, okay, when timeline jumping happens, what octave, what level of timelines, the number of timelines are we dealing with? And they basically said at any given time, like when a timeline jump comes in like this, it could be anywhere from the foundational timeline all the way up to those scripting timelines, or 3 other timeline layers in between. So right now as a humanity, we're dealing with about 5 different octaves of timelines. And what I can tell you is these are the energy gateways and these timeline jumps right now. You can feel them, but they are not as severe as the previous ones that we've been dealing with. And I got to tell you, it has been pretty nice to feel a little bit more solid in the body, solid on the ground, and be able to depend upon that. So I'm going to be talking more about that in pendulum checking, just so we have a little bit more heads up. So anyway, you know, the thing in the sky that we're feeling right now, Sun trine Mars, the sun is beginning to get active. I went in and checked. The sun has an atmospheric hole going on right now that is facing directly towards Earth, and we're beginning to get predictions of a G1 solar flares beginning to hit Earth like the 9th and 10th. And for the first time ever, like when I was doing this chart for the first time ever, Spirit Team gave me a CME blast warning right here around the 12th and the 13th. So we'll see what happens. Like, I'm just putting that up as an experiment. Very interesting. This is corroborating with energy gateways. This is cellular coding stuff, and that came in at a, like, the power level came in, my pendulum basically said like right around 25%. Bit more activity coming in from the sun that we need to pay attention to. And right here, if you notice, Schumann's, I picked this up this morning. Aaron's probably talking about it. I haven't gone over to listen yet, but Schumann's is getting a little bit more active. So we need to pay attention to solar activity in Schumann's as well. All right. So I would say for you this weekend, enjoy the weekend, people. Just really enjoy it. It's going to be not very high vibrational energy. Probably keep it a little bit close to home. Really get rested up. Really enjoy that space, because are you ready? Are you ready for this? Here we go. All right. This is what we've got for this week. We are kicking off this Mercury conjuncting Venus, both of them in Aries. Remember, Venus is retrograde, Venus retrograde in Aries. And then if you picked up on this, Mercury also begins to go into retrograde. So this is about that 3-day window of the Mercury retrograde turnaround. And so essentially we've got Mercury retrograde turning around into a retrograde, connecting and conjuncting with an already retrograde Venus. Like, if you don't know what that means, that should say to you, like, all the warning bells should be going off with relationships. Like, if you are in a committed relationships, this is the foghorn going, red alert, red alert, red alert. If you are in a committed relationship, I strongly recommend that you set a few ground rules before the weekend is out, so that if there are any arguments or there are any deep conversations, or somebody begins to pop their mouth off a little bit going sideways, you guys need to have some ground rules. And you already need to talk about this as far as, red flags or people sleeping on couches or, that's what this is right there. Okay. Now, it also, depending on your house, it also could be an excellent time to do deep conversational reviews of your relationship. So if you don't land in the argument department, you could be landing in that really deep, crack out the favorite beverages at night and just really go deep into conversational relationship awareness and reviews. This is going to be a great time to do that as well. But I'm just fair warning. Now, as far as business is concerned, let's take a look at this card, the 12 karmic money and destiny money soul contract, self-sabotage and self-defense. This thing is going on with Mercury and Venus and Aries. It's basically got business and money self-sabotage written all over it. This is a great week not to do launches, not to do new things with your business, and not to try really hard. This is a great week to, again, crack out your favorite beverage, kind of sit on the sidelines and watch the show, clean things up. Remember, Mercury's going retrograde, so that is a great time to take stock, do the bookkeeping, but you're going to have to be really careful, because the way Mercury is retrograding and sitting in Aries with Venus, which is relationships going sideways, you're going to have to be very, very careful how you interact with yourself, your employees, your clients. Like me with you guys, I'm going to be present. I'm going to be doing videos, but I am staying out of the comments section this week, guys. I love you, but I'm staying out of the comment section because I might just get a little bit too spicy and get myself in trouble. So be careful. Be careful this week. Be really aware. Now, the second thing going along with this, I looked at the astrology Then I pulled this card, and you should have heard me. I just busted up laughing. I'm like, this card could not be more spot on. So with this self-sabotage thing and relationships and money and business, what's the rule of thumb this week? Do not try too hard. Just do not try too hard, because if you try too hard, you're just going to get yourself in more trouble. Again, great week to crack out the favorite beverage, whether that's tea all the way into hard liquor, whatever it is you like to drink, and sit on the sidelines, sit beside the edge of that frozen pool and just stare off into the distance. And if you do have to interact business-wise, treat it as a great time to clean things up, take care of the back burner, do the bookkeeping, all those types of things. Then we got the North Node quincunxing Lilith. That wraps up this week, and just as it wraps up, look at this overlap. Lilith quincunxing Neptune is going to be lining up right here. And Lilith quincunxing Neptune, which is also the inconjunct, 150 degrees of disharmony. It's an invitation to explore deeper aspects of self, passions, desires in balance or harmony, while it's also reuniting yourself with your wild, instinctual forces within yourself with the ethereal. So to me, this is kind of in the same department. So this is almost a little bit, I almost kind of get the feeling of like Girls Gone Wild here. And that could be fun. That could be great. But make sure you keep it between the road signs, because we got the Mercury retrograde conjuncting Venus and Aries. If this wasn't enough, the Lilith quincunxing Neptune, it's just asking everything to go off the rails. That's the feeling that I've got. Check with an astrologer. That might not be true, but that's my energy read on it. Then if that's not enough, bam, we've got a Sun conjuncting Saturn. So Sun is in Pisces, Saturn is in Pisces. What does the Sun conjuncting Saturn in Pisces have to say? It says this is about being disciplined and focused with creativity, spirit, and spirituality, but there's struggles to balance both practicality with idealism. Shades of last week, feminine, masculine, masculine, feminine. Guess which card showed up? The card that showed up is Where's EQ Money Working? This is asking you to consider the sacred feminine of your money and your business, even in light of that financial masculine structure. And what's even more so with this card is even giving a further nod to how you are in relationship. That's basically what Mercury retrograding with Venus retrograding in Aries. It's taken deep dives in how are you relating, relationships, money, business. This card is basically confirming that, but keep in mind, make sure you keep it between the lines, folks. Then we've got a zinger in here of the Sun sextiling Uranus, which is basically, this is like earthly awakening with your watery self. These could not be on two opposite sides of the continuum, so that may create some friction. And just when you think, oh my God, all right already, bam, full moon lunar eclipse. Full moon lunar eclipse. I guess it's the blood moon. This would be a great time to check in with the astrologers who are fully focused on this. So it's like, if this wasn't enough, and this wasn't enough, and that wasn't enough, the full moon goes, we're going to kick off eclipse season. We're going to kick off the eclipse tunnel. Bam, right there. If you guys looked at my business calendar does not start until Thursday afternoon. That should tell you something about this week. Last week I did all this activity, groups, promotions, fun stuff. You're gonna still see me be present. I'm gonna be present, but I'm not pushing the envelope at all. I'm gonna be taking a back seat, and really things don't really fully engage from a functionality perspective till the end of this week. Oh, and as I was doing this calendar, you see this word nepotism. I was doing this calendar, and I got to about here, and I heard this foghorn word of like nepotism. And so either nepotism, the way things are lining up, either nepotism is going to be in the air around you, or we're going to see it in the headlines, or maybe a combination of both. And yeah, kind of not a surprise that when I did the energy on this, just the energy read, it was basically saying upside down, swirl, unknown, unstable, situational awareness, more of things disappearing and reappearing. Yeah, if you didn't get the message before, this is going to be a great week to stay present. Stay present with this. You do not want to check out. Stay present with this, because if you check out, it could blindside you, and you don't want to do that. Stay present, but do not, I repeat, do not get into the middle of the playing field. I really suggest stay on the sidelines, and if you put any constructive energy anywhere, it would be to clean up business, clean up money, clean up logistics and particulars. And if you feel strong and stable enough to do deep dive conversations with your partner and have that be constructive, that's going to be a good thing to do as well. But other than that, it's like, whoo, doggies. We're headed into about a 4 or 5 day clusterfuck, folks, and we're going to see fireworks going off this week. So, all right, let me turn the camera around. Okay, folks, that's what I've got for you this week. We got the foghorn on the fair warning and what to pay attention to. It's going to be interesting. Just stay present, keep it between the lines as much as possible, but do not get mixed up in the scrum on the field. Not a good week to do that. Just make sure to keep moving forward and do the best you can with what you got to work with. We are doing better than we know. All right. And I will see you in the next video.